Tuesday, Facebook friends. Welcome to Crayola's Facebook page. I am Lynn Lilly from Craft Box Girls, and I am here for your weekly dose of crafty fun for the whole family. So I felt like I should start this segment off like dun dun dun. Okay, I'm a terrible singer, but you probably get it, right? So Shark Week is coming up. I actually just got back from the beach as well, and I'm happy to report I did not see any sharks. But sharks are fun to watch on TV for Shark Week. So I thought we would do 3 fun crafts to get the whole family ready and excited for Shark Week. So I would love to know who's watching. Give me a shout in the comments. Tell me where you're watching from. And if you've got questions as we go through, feel free to post those in the comments. Our team at Craft Box Girls and Crayola will do our best to answer them quickly. All right, craft number 1 of 3, we're gonna make shark hats. So the whole family can wear a shark hat while you watch Shark Week. So we are going to start with a large sheet of construction paper. So you can use one of the Crayola Project giant construction paper sheets, or you can also do a smaller sheet and you'll just have to cut out 2 halves. And you can size this based on your child's head. So I'll show you a smaller one for a toddler when we get done with this guy. So what you want to do, you want to start first, we're going to fold it over until we get a triangle. So we want to make sure that we try and meet up that corner as best as possible. And we can go ahead and just crease that. Now we're going to take our scissors and we are going to cut this excess piece off right here. And we're not going to get rid of this piece because we're going to make some fins in just a second. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to make our fins, and you can do your fins however you would like. So you could just make them like that. It's up to you. You need 2 fins. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this guy in half, just like that, and I'm going to cut this excess off. Always save your scrap construction paper. You never know what other projects you can make out of it. All right, so we're gonna cut our fins out and we'll just set that aside. And then you also need teeth. Teeth are super important. So before we glue this guy shut to make the hat, I took some white construction paper and just cut some jagged lines. So these are going to be our teeth. So what I wanna do is, even if it's a little bit shorter like mine is, that's okay because you're really not going to see the back. We are going to glue in our teeth. So we're going to start at the point. So we're going to take our glue stick. And if you're just tuning in, welcome. We are getting ready for Shark Week with 3 shark-inspired crafts. We're making our first one right now, which is a shark hat. So everyone in the family can make one, or just the kiddos. To get ready to watch Shark Week. So I'm going to glue that just right on the edge there. I'm going to do the other side. And I chose a dark blue, but when I show you some other examples, we used a light blue. We also used a silver from the Sweetheart construction pack. But you can do whatever color shark you want. You can make your shark pink or purple. You can make it whatever you want. All right, so we're going to glue that guy in. Okay. So then when we do close it, you'll start to see you got that point and you see your teeth. But first, we've got to glue in our wings, okay? So when we close it, right, you're gonna figure out how you want your shark wing. I guess they're not wings, they're fins, right? Hope's laughing at me behind the camera. So figure out how you want them. Do you kind of want them back like that? So position it how you want them. You want to somewhat make sure that they're even. And then we're going to glue these guys in. So, and then you can match them back up before you glue it shut. So you do not want to press them down right away to make sure that they're even when you glue it. Okay, so hold it back up. Make sure that they are, so mine are a little uneven. So because I didn't press it down, I can realign them so that they'll somewhat be even. And then once you've got them even, go ahead and press it down, right? Just like that. Okay, so now it's time to glue our hat together. So we're gonna put glue all on the same edge where we glued our fins. Not wings. Sharks don't have wings. Those of you who are watching are probably laughing at me. Sharks have fins. So we're gonna glue just these two parts together. And use your fingers to kind of push those edges. And you just wanna put a little bit on the edge and make sure your edges line up. Squeeze it together. You can kind of rub it with your fingers. Make sure it's nice and shut. You'll want to fully let this dry for a few minutes before you end up wearing it. Okay, so can you start to see it coming together? Now, take these, your fins, and fold them out. So you want to fold them. This is going to help them kind of stick out to the side. So we're going to fold these guys here, okay? Start to see your wings are coming together. Your fins are coming together. I don't know why I want to call them wings. I guess I spent too much time at the beach, right? I still am at beach brain. All right, so now let's put some googly eyes on. If you don't have googly eyes, you can draw eyes on. You can cut them out of construction paper. It's up to you, okay? You want to try and match them up. So lift it up, put a little glue on the other side so your eyes are about even. Right, so you can kind of see they're about even, there and there. And then we can make some nostril holes, some gills up at the front. So go ahead and grab you a marker. And we can just put a little nostril hole right there. Again, you want to kind of eyeball it, make sure they're about in the same place. Whoops. And then let your eyes really dry before you put this guy on. Just kind of press them together. But you can kind of see if we can at least show you what he looks like. Press those guys together and you have a hat. So check it out while I let this one dry. I've got two other samples. So we've got a light blue Sharky hat. And then we also have a metallic silver one. So that metallic paper came in the Crayola Sweetheart kit. If you are interested in getting it, it's an awesome pack. It's got metallics in it and some fun colors. You can get it on Crayola.com. So if you like that, give me a shout in the comments. Give me a heart, give me a thumbs up. I love to get your feedback. And if you're just tuning in, we're going to craft number 2. If you missed the full tutorial to make the hat, you can always fast forward and rewind when this ends in just a second. Okay. We are going to make a game. So this is going to be a shark game. It's going to keep your kids busy. They can make it, and then they can play with it afterwards. So grab an empty tissue box. We did tissue box crafts last week, so some of you may remember that. And we're going to wrap our box the same way we did last week. But what I did was I took one of my large pieces of construction paper. Now, if you don't have a big piece, you can always do this in parts and just cover each side, or you could also paint it as well. You could color it with markers too, but I'm going to take some of my glue and I'm going to glue right around this opening. So I went ahead and cut the opening before I'm going to glue this on. And if this is a craft you're going to plan to do and you get a new box of tissues, save this part because that will help you with tracing the opening and then making one other part of this guy. If not, you can always kind of estimate it. But what I'm going to do is glue that on. Oops. Gluing that right there. And I dropped my glue. And we're going to wrap this box. We're going to wrap it almost just like a present, okay? So we're going to flip him over now. And we're going to pull up his edges. And you don't have to worry if it doesn't go all the way up to the top. You can always color that in or just leave a little border, especially if you've got a fun tissue box pattern afterwards. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue up this side. And I'm gonna hold it there for a second. And then we're gonna also glue up this side. And we're gonna wrap it like a present. So you know how when you wrap the ends of your present, so you really do need to let the glue kind of dry a smidge before. So wrap it like a present, you fold it up, and then I've got one already done for you. That is dry, so check out this guy. Don't have to wrap the bottom, doesn't matter because you won't see the bottom. Okay. So we're going to turn him into a game. Step 1, we are going to put a little fun message on the inside. It can be any message that you want. It's up to you, but I just took a little piece of paper and some markers and wrote do. Those of you that have kids may know what that's from. I did not sing it the right way, and I've cut out some shark parts that we're going to use. Okay, so, and you're gonna need some white construction paper for this part as well. So what we're gonna do first, we're gonna just put a little glue on the back of this guy. And if you're just tuning in, we're doing shark crafts. Give me a shout, tell me where you're watching from. We're on craft number 2. So I'm gonna stick this right on the inside in there because I wanted a fun message. This can be anything you want. You could name your shark and you could put it in there, but I thought that would just be kind of something fun because this is gonna be a game when we're done with it. And you can try and get it straight. Now, if you were able to save this part, this will help you in the next step. So put this on a piece of white paper and you wanna trace it. We're gonna make some shark teeth, okay? So if you watched last week, we actually made monster teeth very same way. So we traced that. We're gonna end up cutting that out. And then we're gonna take our pencil and we're gonna draw our jagged shark teeth. Your shark teeth don't have to be perfect. They can be any way that you want, okay? And then you wanna start, get it easy on yourself, just slightly bend that in half, cut a slit. I'm using big scissors. If the kids are doing it, have them use kid scissors. And I'm gonna cut out the center of this so then I have an opening. And then once I get this part cut out, I'll cut along the edges of the teeth, okay? So this is gonna go on the outside of the opening of our tissue box. All right, so then I would cut out my teeth. And then I did one extra step on this one. So I cut my teeth out and then I cut a piece of red because I wanted it to be like the shark lips. Like you kind of see the inside of the shark mouth, and I glued that on the back. So I also used that other piece to trace that as well. So this is gonna go on here, okay? So I know you're probably like, wait, I don't see this coming together yet. You just wait. I'm gonna use my glue stick and we're gonna glue this guy on around the edge of the box. And again, you can make your sharks whatever color you want. So I went with like a light blue, which kind of reminds me of gray when I see a shark at the aquarium, because I've, thank goodness, have never seen one in person. All right, so we got that. Now, what we want to do, we're going to put some googly eyes on our shark. So we're going to use some of this glue. And I'm going to put one googly eye right there. And then I'm going to put one googly eye right on the other side. You could give your shark 3 eyes if you wanted. I bet there's a shark out there in the world that might have 3 eyes. Who knows? All right, who's excited about Shark Week? Give me a heart or thumbs up if you are. Okay, so we're getting ready. We're almost there. We also are going to add some shark parts. So we've got our shark. What is this? The dorsal fin?
Dorsal fin?
Dorsal fin, or maybe that's just for dolphins. Clearly, I'm not a shark connoisseur. We've got our fins, and then we've got our tail. So what we're gonna do first, let's go ahead and add our fins. So we're gonna fold over that little edge right there because we want them to stick out. So just fold that little edge. And I'm gonna use some glue stick and I'm gonna put some glue on that edge. And then what we're gonna do, is we want these guys to stick out. We're gonna put them right there on the side. And we can kind of bend him over to help seal it down and press it, but at least that helps him stand out, okay? Then we're gonna do the same thing with this one. I'm gonna try and make sure we somewhat match them up so that they're even. But if they're not, it'll just make him extra special. Okay, Hope, from your view, do those look about even?
Maybe come down a smidge.
This side?
There we go.
Okay. So, and we'll kind of make sure it's back. Okay, and then again, I'm just gonna bend him over to help press down, glue him shut, and then he stands out. Okay, he's coming together. What do you say we're gonna do with him? He's gonna be super fun. All right, so now for our shark fin maybe? Dorsal fin, we're not sure. If you know, I'm sure someone does, because I'm sure someone out there knows way more about sharks than I do. Tell me what it's called. So we cut out the shape of it, and then I folded a piece right here, and we're gonna put some glue, because we want it to stand up on top of our box. some glue there. And it's also folded in the center, so it kind of has a point. We're gonna put it right there. And press it down so that it stays. And then last but not least, we've got our tail, which we're gonna have sticking out the side. So we're gonna glue a little bit of glue right here. Okay, and then we're gonna put him sticking out the side. How does he look from the front?
Looks great.
Okay, so now, here's where you keep your kids busy. Get them with their scrap paper. Have them ball up pieces of scrap paper. Give them little balls. They can, if it's maybe scrap pieces of construction paper, they can each have a color. So they're on a team. And they can practice. This will keep them nice and busy. So maybe you can cook dinner and get some stuff done. And they can practice, oh, I can't do it from the side. Throwing, there we go. Throwing in, boom. So they can practice having fun playing this little shark shooter game. Do you guys like it? I hope this was kind of fun to keep the kiddos busy and get them excited. Maybe you have a tournament every night before you start watching Shark Week. So maybe as a family you guys play, everyone has a different color, and you see who wins the most throughout the week. All right, that was craft number 2. So we're gonna set him, let me get him shifted over here. And we're gonna set this guy over here in my little ocean of construction paper. Now, we are going to make a clay, air dry clay. I have this big old bucket right here. I'm gonna take off my rings for this because it gets a little messy. But we're gonna make an air dry clay shark, okay? So, a couple of things we're going to do. Air dry clay, it dries in the air. So, as it says it does. So we wanna pull out a whole bunch here. And depending on how big your cell phone is, might depend on how big of one you need to make. And keep in mind, this does take some time to dry. So it could potentially take up to 3 days to dry, dependent on where you are. Okay, so get your big ball of it and do this on a surface that is not going to stick to anything, okay? So it does get a little messy, so it can be a surface that you can wipe up, but I want to kind of get him in a ball shape. And then you can roll it in your hands. I always like to start in balls when I start making stuff with clay. All right, so if you're just tuning in, we're on craft number 3. Craft 1 and 2 were a shark hat and a shark shooter game. And we're making craft number 3, which is a clay cell phone holder. So I'm starting to roll him more into a pointed cylinder. So I want it to kind of be a point at the top, and you may need to add extra clay as you go, so keep your clay handy, okay? So just like that. Kind of want to get him. And you may want to grab some tools. So you could use a scissor for the next step. You could also use your any clay tools that you have. You could use a plastic knife. Now, looks like that, right? I'm gonna push him down on the table, and I'm gonna push him down because I want to get a nice flat base. Okay, so that's gonna be kind of the base to hold it. So you can kind of keep pushing until you get it down. And then we're gonna sort of flatten this top out too. Okay, and I will tell you, this doesn't, it's really hard to imagine this is a shark until you get done. But just wait, when you see the next step of this, you'll get it, right? So we kind of want to bend this back and over, and we want to flatten it out a smidge, okay? So make sure you got it nice and sturdy right there. And then I'm going to use my scissors because I have them handy. You can just take your scissors or take a knife, a craft knife, and I'm going to just start a slit. And I'm not going to go all the way down, okay? I'm going to start a smidge because I don't want it to go all the way to the ground. And I'm going to pull it apart. And then I'm going to kind of spread this guy out. So what this part is, this is going to be the mouth of our shark. Okay, so you can kind of form your mouth, and this is going to be the nose tip of our shark. I know it's kind of hard to imagine, but trust me, guys. Trust me, trust me, trust me. Okay, so then when you kind of get him positioned, you can also put some water on your fingers to smooth it out as well. And you may need a little, this would take a little bit more work, but I'm showing you the shortened version of it. It'll help to look at the final picture when I show it to you when you're making it so you get a good idea. So I'm just rolling some balls to give him some eyes. So I'm just gonna put an eye right there, and this could be a girl shark too. So I'm gonna put some eyes, and then we gotta make some shark teeth. So it's gonna squeeze that little guy right there. Try and make sure that they're somewhat even. And then for the teeth, what you do is, and you kind of got to concave this a little bit more too, just as you smooth it out, but giving you the short version. And Crayola also has a link to this project on their website. We will share it in the comments so you guys can see the full step-by-step of it as well. And like I said, it really does help if you look at what the final looks like as you're molding it. Okay, so I'm rolling this out like super, super thin. And then I'm just gonna use my scissors and I'm going to just cut, see that little tooth right there? I'm gonna cut a bunch of these. And you know, shark teeth are super jagged, right? So you can kind of just cut them as you go, and then as you make your teeth, whoops, so they are super tiny. You may need tweezers or something to help you with them, but you're gonna go ahead, oh, I dropped one in the mouth, perfect. And you're gonna line up your teeth right here. And you're gonna do this all the way around both sides, so all the way around the top, all the way on the bottom. And you can leave some blanks, because you know how when sharks take a bite of things, right, they lose a tooth. So you can keep working on that. And let me show you when he's close to done. We're gonna finish painting his eyes. So after he's completely dry, keep in mind, it could take 2 to 3 days, depending on where you live. If it's humid, it'll take longer. And I painted him. You're gonna wanna use acrylic paint. So I painted him over here with my acrylic paint sets, using gray and then red for the inside of the mouth and white for my teeth. And then I'm just gonna take my black acrylic paint here and I'm gonna start on this side and I'm just gonna dab this on to do his eye. And then I'll do his other eye as well. So once he's dry and ready to go, pop your cell phone in here. Great place to hold it to charge or even to watch a show, right? So you can fit your cell phone in there. You may have to, if you've got a big cell phone, you may have to make it a little bit bigger. If you've got a small cell phone, you can make it smaller. So that shark's gonna take a bite out of your cell phone. So that is craft number 3. And that wraps up our Shark Week crafts. So did you like them? Give me a heart or a thumbs up if you liked them. I would love to know. I'm gonna kind of put these out so we can recap real quick. So we started by making a shark hat. So we made different sizes for the whole family. And then we made this fun little shark shooter game that your kids can practice with scrap pieces of paper, and you guys could have a tournament. I don't know if I can make it. Did I make it? Yes. So you could have a tournament and play the shark shooter game. And then we finished up with our cell phone holder, and your cell phone fits right in that shark's mouth. So 3 crafts to get you guys excited. And if you do make these, don't forget to share them with us. Use the hashtag Crayola Crafts. I check that out all the time, and Crayola is really awesome about sharing the projects that you guys make. So make sure you use that hashtag, and then I will be back again next Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna be talking back to school class. So that's next Tuesday at 1 p.m. Make sure that you do subscribe to the notifications for the Crayola page, because there's not just me, there's a whole team of other experts that are doing really fun videos, tutorials, adult camps, lots of fun stuff that is happening right now with Crayola and their team of experts. So make sure that you subscribe so you get all those fun notifications and you can get in all the crafty fun. All right, guys, I will see you next week for more fun. We're talking back to school. Be kind, inspire someone. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for crafting with me. Bye, guys.